Good afternoon, folks. Welcome to episode 4,376,000 of the 10 Horse Monty YouTube channel. Glad you guys are tuning in. Hey man, it's hot out here. It is full on summertime. We got boat traffic, jet skis, inner tubes, skiing, biting flies. Man, the flies have been bugging the crap out of me. Mosquitoes, all the things you love about summer, including the heat. High 80s today, humid, bluebird skies. We do have a slight breeze, but it's not enough to really cool you off. And I'm going to show you something that doesn't get talked a lot about. It's a sneaky little Senko rig. And we're going to go around and we're going to drown this little 5-inch Senko until we find a few fish. And we're going to learn a little bit about it. I'll show you how to set it up, where to throw it, and why this is a little bit different. Well, it's actually a lot different than the traditional Texas rig Senko. So let's go wet a line. Oh, now wait. There you go, man, that's fun. Works pretty dang good. Little nail-weighted Senkos get it done, man. Getting a lot of bites. It's fun. I just stumbled across nothing big yet, but we're in the middle of the day, just fishing this grass, and we are getting some bites. So we're gonna keep doing it for a minute. They'll get bigger. And we caught us one. No Senko rig. All right, folks, let's talk about this little rig. We're having fun, man. I love trying out new stuff, especially when you have a little bit of success with it. It's by no means easy out here right now. We're, you know, it's kind of the middle of summer, the middle of the day, and anybody that fishes in summertime in the heat, this is that time of the day where it can be really tough. So for this little rig to produce some bites is pretty cool. Just let you know how finessey it is, how different it is. And you know, I just feel confident fishing this around areas that get a lot of pressure. If you're on a lake that gets a lot of pressure, this is definitely something you want to try. So let's start out with the hook first of all. This is a 4/0 Gamakatsu hook, and it's got the screw lock on it. Now you can actually, you know, if you don't have this set up right here, you can buy the screw locks. A lot of us have screw locks from A-rig fishing. You know, we do the little dummy rigs. You can get your favorite hook and pop a screw lock on there and it will work. But this one has that vertical eye. So it does help that screw lock set up on there properly. But just a 4/0, kind of an EWG style hook, a medium to large size screw lock, which is important. If you got a really small one on there, it's gonna pull out. So you want something that's almost the same size as the actual Senko. And speaking of Senko, that is the meat and potatoes of this. You know, the Senko's, man, it's proven, and it's just one of those baits that, I mean, it catches fish. It's got a little weird kind of little flutter to it. People that fish them, they know what I'm talking about. I can't really explain it, but it does have a little bit of different action. You do go through quite a few of them, but you know, the older I get, I kind of think about it like this. I'm spending all this time and effort to go fishing, so I want to buy a product that I know is going to work, and this is proven. But whatever stick bait you want, and we're fishing a green pumpkin purple. I don't know the exact color because it's wore off, but just, you know, we're fishing this kind of shallow, less than 10 feet for the most part. So I'm just trying to mimic the bluegill. Let's rig this sucker up and show you how to do that. So this screw lock's got a little point on it right there. You can see a little point, and we're just gonna find the center of our Senko and just jab it in there. And this screw lock basically takes up the whole inside of that Senko, so you got to get it on there perfect. And I kind of like to hold it vertical, that way it tends to it screws on there a little straighter. There we go, we got her up there. Leave a little bit of a gap right there between the worm and the line tie, just so it can swing a little bit. I don't want to get it too tight like that. Next thing I'm going to do is I like to bite off just a little section of this, because we've got this little Big Bite Baits nail weight, and we're going to put this in the tip. So I just bite a little bit off of that like that, and then we just take your nail weight in there, and this is a 1/16 ounce. I kind of like that a little bit lighter nail weight because it really allows this bait to glide. Suckers are salty, my hands are sweaty, so we're just gonna jam that sucker in there. And you know, with the Senko, it's a really soft bait, so you do go through some of these, but in my opinion, no, it's worth it, because it's just a really good bait. So, you know, I don't have any super glue today, but it would probably be a good idea to super glue the sucker in there once you get it all in there. So you're just going to drive it in there as far as you can get it. I actually want to get it all the way inside, and the whole key is to get it up in the tail a little bit further. So just keep pulling, keep pushing, keep pulling. 3 hours later. Okay, we got it. It's in there, and I just kind of work the worm body back over it, so it's actually inside of there. I mean, the tip of it's about right there, so it's about a good 1/4 to 1/2 inch inside of the worm, and you could take a little bit of super glue and glue that in there. So that's what we're looking at. Now you're just going to expose this hook like you would just Texas rig it, and there is our finished product. As far as tackle, this is the 7-foot medium heavy fast game changer by Virtus. So a 7-foot medium heavy, 7'2", 7'3", whatever you want to flip a jig on, or you know, if you're used to flipping grass with a Texas rig, same setup. You know, this is like a 6 to 8, but 7 to 1, whatever. 15-pound test, fluorocarbon is what I throw. Now let's talk about this rig a little more. Why is this thing different than a Texas rig? Well, obviously because the weight is in the tail. When you flip this thing out, it glides. You pull it and it kind of stalls out like this, and it does the little Senko shimmy, and then it actually glides backwards. It's pretty cool. It definitely glides. I don't know, I was trying to think of a number, how many feet. Several feet. If you give it slack, it'll like glide several feet back into the grass canopy, which is really cool. You can flip it up to a laydown, kind of jerk it and let it go, and it'll actually glide up underneath the laydown. It's just a totally different action with a normal Texas rigged Senko. It's just gonna pull kind of straight down, so it's completely different. And another thing that's cool is it's kind of sitting somewhat like this on the bottom, so when the fish grabs it, the hook is towards your rod, so you got full impact. You get some killer hook sets with this rig. It's you know, Texas rig, it could be laying kind of anywhere. This way, this thing is you're pulling it towards you, so the hook is always kind of pulling, kind of facing you for the most part. It's just something that's a little bit different. It comes through the grass really good. You can flip it in holes and stuff. It's just a streamlined package. You know, this is round right here as it's coming in the grass, and then this is round right here, so it just slides right through, and you can pop it right out of the grass. It's an excellent way to fish a Senko, just a little bit different than the Texas rig, and they're not seeing it a lot. So I have talked enough. You guys understand it. Do yourself a favor, try it. Let's go see if we can catch some more fish on it. All right, let's grab these Cuda pliers, get this sucker off. These things are sweet, man. You can take a hook out of a dinosaur's mouth with these things. All right, back in the water you go. Get up in here. Heck yeah, brother. Look at that. Came right off that piece of wood right there. Check that out, boys and girls. That's some Fatty McFat. I was actually just getting ready to get a sandwich because I'm starving out here. And, you know, this little thing right here, it has a very unique gliding action. It's something different than what the fisher see. I mean, the fish see Senkos a lot, and it's usually Texas rig, so it kind of falls a certain way, but this is definitely a unique way to fish a Senko or a stick bait. But that's good solid fish, man. Good solid fish. We having fun. All right, there we go. It's a good solid fish. Let's let that beauty go, man. She sucked that Senko down. It's so fun. Just different action. Going out of here, Buster. Good solid fish, man. Good solid fish. All right, folks, midday report. We're catching a few fish. I mean, we ain't lighting the world on fire, but I've been keeping that little Senko, nail-weighted Senko rig in my hand. I'm trying to learn, you know, about it. So it just, sometimes I just like to keep something in my hand and just keep covering water and see if I can figure out where it works, where it doesn't. So far it's been, you know, caught one really good one around a piece of wood, and then the rest has just been little holes in grass. So we're staying in the shade. Water temp's like 89.7 degrees. I saw 91 degrees. It's definitely summertime, guys. So it's a cool rig though, the way it glides. I wish I could show you how it glides, but if you just rig it up, you'll know what I mean. It just glides away from you, which is super cool. So anyway, let's catch some fish. All right, little feller, thanks for playing. Little feller. Kind of the way I'm fishing this little Senko rig is just throwing it out, pitching it, and then I'm lifting my rod really high and giving it a lot of slack. That way it can fall away from you. I mean, a spinning rod would probably really work for this, but if you give it a lot of slack, you allow that thing to just pendulum away from you, and then I'm just kind of working it really slow. Sometimes I'm popping it up off the bottom, giving it slack and letting it glide back down. It really glides away from you. I mean, it'll glide several feet away from you, depending on how deep you're fishing. But mainly it's just, you know, just kind of pitching it out there, lifting your rod really high, and then just laying that slack down on top of the water. See how I laid that slack down? And that way it can do what it wants. And we getting some bites, but you catch some bigger ones. You know what though? It's okay. Them little ones need love too. They gotta eat. It's a really cool technique, folks, but the downside of the technique is your weight insert, your Nico rig weight insert, wants to fly out when you catch a fish, and the screw lock comes undone on occasion too. And that's, you know, the Senko is a really soft bait, and that's what makes it really good. That softness affects the fall rate and the action, but that screw lock will pull out. So I ordered some of this Mendit, and I haven't tried it with the Mendit, but I really think that is going to be the solution to that little bit of a hiccup, because the rig is definitely worth it. It's got this unique gliding action. I mean, it really glides away from the boat, and then when you reel it in, it's got this little flutter that's different than anything I've ever seen. So I think putting a little bit of Mendit after you put that nail weight in there on the back side of that and kind of squeeze it together, super glue would probably work, and then maybe doing a little bit on the screw lock would probably take care of that fish came up, nailed it. That was awesome. Aggressive little sucker. Hey man, we had fun. We had fun. I think a lot of fish are out deeper, suspended, but this is a fun little rig, man. The worm fell off. That's gonna happen. We did keep our head down. We caught a few fish. Caught one really nice fish. So check this little rig out though. I think you'll like it. It's a lot of fun. It's got a super cool glide for like docks and low-hanging trees and sliding it up into little pieces of grass and stuff. I think you're gonna catch some fish on it. So give me a thumbs up if you appreciate the content. Subscribe would be greatly appreciated. Until next time.